Sorry.
So let's go ahead and kick off on something. Lou. Look, let's start with the DeepSeek. I think that has like the whole world going kind of crazy. How this Chinese company is able to. I saw a number $500 million of investment, and they're outperforming the rest
6
of the.
million. It was 6 million.
No, it was actually 500 million total investment within the
Oh, they had the investment rounds, I think, on the back end, right? They
right,
claimed
yeah.
6 million in the beginning. Everybody's like, "There's no way. That's impossible." But yeah, so and subsequently, so it's funny, right? You had ChatGPT that literally spent billions of dollars and so much time training their shit without anyone's permission by scraping the web, and then all of a sudden they accuse them of saying, "Oh, well, you guys did the same thing to us. You're having your model learn from ours to fast track where you are today." So it's kind of like the pot calling the kettle black, sort of kind
Yeah,
of.
I mean that's every meme is just like, oh, so you're complaining that they're doing to you what you did to literally every other creator in the entire internet.
Yeah,
Can't really feel bad for them, especially while Sam Altman is still
You
sucking
know
up to
what
Elon Musk.
you know what it was is more of they lost $1 trillion, and I think like in like a split of a second, like Nvidia, a lot of the shares dropped value because they're like, hold on, we're investing billions of dollars, and these people did it less than $1 billion, and they are outperforming. So that's
so
kind of
this would be a good time to have Sam on here. I'm curious to know. He's 17% down. How much is he actually out right now?
Wait, so I was like not really following this whole story, but what is the reason that their stock dropped so much? Because this AI was supposed to be like vulnerable to
So
theirs. I
they
mean, I don't.
the whole thing that happened is that all of Nvidia's giant stock gains is because they're like, oh, this requires so much hardware to run,
Mhm.
so much hardware to run, and so Nvidia's the one making the chips
And
and
latest
then,
generation
and the
of
latest.
hardware. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. And then China, because they're not allowed access technically to those NVIDIA chips, they made it on the cheap. Like what could require so much horsepower from like ChatGPT requires significantly less power. So it requires less chips. They even have
Yeah.
somebody run DeepSeek on the Raspberry Pi. They were able to run like a limited version of the software. So it's like,
Mhm.
wow,
It's
we're
not
spending all
very
this
good.
money,
Yeah, it'll
not very
run, but
good, but
it's not very good.
like you have Microsoft building, they're reopening 3 Mile Island so they can build a power plant just to power their AI, which sucks, by the way,
Right.
and investing all this money. And it's like, oh, actually, you probably don't need to invest all that much in hardware because you can do it cheaper. It's just, they're just, well, we have a lot of money. Let's just throw a bunch of horsepower at it instead of trying to make it more efficient. And that kind of,
right.
the demand for high-end chips is like,
Well,
oh,
Hmm.
is that actually needed?
well, I mean, just think about it, right? I think when there's a will, there's a way, and especially when you have a company that don't have access to this next gen chipset, and they say, okay,
Yeah.
well, which is the efficient way? And Lou, you could kind of correct me if I'm wrong. The way the way that it's being portrayed is it's the main core of the AI, and then it calls to these applets, right? When you ask a certain question, it will say, okay, this is the applet that kind of um answers the question, and it communicates back. Is that the way DeepSeek is kind of created, and how
It's
they're
similar
able
to
to make
that.
it
So
fast?
just to interject for a second. So Sam did comment in YouTube chat. He's 300 G's down on Nvidia.
First world
So
problems.
Is that
300K down. Yeah.
is that realistic numbers? Holy crap, dude!
That's painful. I'm sorry, Sam. That is
That would have
painful.
made me get COVID too. Shit.
I would.
Fuck.
I don't think he just woke up and says, you know what, I
Holy
need to
shit.
punish myself. I want to get
No.
COVID.
Listen, bro. If you're down 300, you probably get stuff you don't even know existed. That's a lot of money, man. Wow.
That's painful.
I think
But
I
yeah.
think it's gonna bounce back, right? With
Oh,
the it let the dust settle. I mean, I saw some reports that they're saying how half of this they were using the Chat GPT model to work against it and make it better. So it's like, we'll see.
So here's the thing, right? And China, they didn't look. We had the whole TikTok ban fiasco, and then you had the CEO ByteDance just before the inauguration shut down TikTok to affect everybody here in the country, and then you had within a week them on the market. You want to consider drop an atom bomb for the tech sector and say, you know what? All the billions of dollars and all the money you guys just dumped into your architecture, which is closed loop, by the way. It is not open source like DeepSeek is. They took this and said, you know what? Here it is open source. Yes, you can download it and play with it yourself, or you can use our web host version and use the API, which, by the way, the API compared to ChatGPT is 95% cheaper. 95%. So anybody that's writing applications and is doing integrations to the DeepSeek platform, you're doing a cost savings of 95%. However, it's going into it is going into that same platform. So yeah, I saw you say Sammy. But yeah, so yeah, you had this whole fiasco of them banning TikTok, and obviously China, they're gathering a lot of data from TikTok, right? From everybody posting constantly and using usage patterns, what they're viewing, what they're buying. There's a lot of e-commerce stores that are on TikTok. They see people's buying patterns, they see people commenting, all that stuff, and so all of a sudden they're like, you know what? What's another way for us to collect data? Hey, why don't we just drop this and say, here, now use our system and save all this money, almost 10 times cheaper, and now they can start another medium of them gathering data. And then to pour salt on the wound, they also came out with the image generator, right?
Right.
Like, what was it, like a day later? They're like, oh, you know what?
Yeah.
Forget you.
Have you
forget
guys used that?
Get the image generator too, and that's also cheap. And they say it's just as good.
Did you guys try that or no? The image generator?
I have not. I've only tried Deepseek R1 locally. I have not tried the image generator yet.
So
How
is this
big-
like? Go ahead.
Good. No, I was gonna say, how big is the install on that?
For which?
R1.
It's like 300 megabytes, I think.
It
That's
depends
not
on which one you're using. Obviously, the more like the bigger the image you use, like you can go and scale up. But I think the biggest one's 70. What do they call it? 70B was what is that called again?
Mhm.
I don't know. The regular one that you could run on like a regular like RTX like 3080. I think it's 5 gigs to download that image.
Wow. Wow, that's
Yeah.
like
There's small. There are smaller ones though, but you gotta remember, the smaller you go for the model, it's not as good. The bigger you go, the better the responses you get.
So what is the biggest one that is available in that?
I don't even know, to be honest. And
So
DeepSeek
this-
R1 isn't the only one. They have DeepSeek V3, which is better for coding and programming.
So will this take over ChatGPT at some point, or?
I don't think so. Mainly
Well, they're already talking
because,
about banning it,
well,
Yeah, I'm sure.
but they can't ban the open source one, obviously.
they won't ban. Yeah, well, obviously you can do whatever you want with that, but the API version, yeah, that's probably going to get banned.
Nice. What happened, Miguel? You're nodding like,
Was that a phone or what was that?
I don't know. I heard something in the background.
wow, like my mic is actually picking up this time. Remember how last week it wasn't working well and it just picked up?
Did you turn off the Go XLR stuff? Is that why?
No, I actually brought up the gain because it was on when we were practicing recording. It was low, so I wanted to make sure that it's high. I got to mess with the gate. So
Oh yeah.
So I just increased the gate right now, so hopefully it would help with the background noise. And I apologize for that, guys. I just pulled the UL. It's all right.
I was wondering what that was.
Here we go. Oh, you're staying quiet. Always brought into these things. Go fuck yourselves.
See, that's his own special way of saying I love you guys.
I love you guys.
Yeah, I'm not really diverse in this topic, so I'm just staying quiet. You know?
I know the topic that you're very diverse in.
Well versed, please.
Well versed. Yeah.
You are.
Yes.
You are.
Well, there's a lot
Or
of
not.
topics.
Maybe